All right, well, we just passed into our fourth state of the day, and we've got probably about an hour left from our 10-ish hour drive. So we are anxious to get out here. Super windy today. We're gonna take it as a scouting evening and just try to locate some deer. But yeah, we're ready to get rocking and rolling. We both have deer tags, whitetail or muleys. We can hunt whichever one. I think we're just gonna see where the concentration of deer is at and kind of make our decision off of that. But we're kind of going into this hunt pretty open-minded. With both having tags, we're just gonna take our time, be patient, lay down some good content, hopefully find some big deer and be successful. So we're both shooting really good and we just gotta find some bucks. Driving along this road, kind of looking at some fields, some public on both sides. First green field we saw had a shooter buck in it. So that's on private, but public's all around here. So it's just gonna be covering a lot of ground tonight and just getting the lay of the land, figuring out where we can access, where we can't access, and just trying to locate the deer, seeing what they're doing. Just saw another shooter, again on private. They're just, there's a couple spots on private that they're just in really thick, and I assume it's going to be a no permission just because the property looks pretty dynamite. Usually that's the case. I was going to drive in and knock on their door, but there is a no trespassing sign on the post, and I usually like to respect those. So I'm going to see if I can find their number maybe, but I have 1 bar LTE, so I need to get better service. Seeing deer. Seeing deer. Yep. All right, well, we've been driving for an hour and a half about, just checking spots off. And we were gonna pull over here on some state ground and do some walking. I think this is gonna be our best chance for finding some deer on public stuff. We're seeing a lot of deer on private, but that doesn't really help us out. So we're gonna put our boots on and grab our jacket because it's blowing like 40 miles an hour and it's chilly out there. And then we're gonna walk in here and see what we can see. Get a good look at it. It's a tomorrow evening play, right? Well, we've been overlooking this bottom field here for a little bit. The weather's just rough, like 40, 50 mile an hour winds and getting sprinkled on right now. Bunch of deer on the private, like some really big, nice bucks, just tons of deer. Saw some does on public, and then we just spotted 2 bucks. One of them is young, one of them is a potential shooter. At least 3.5, could be 4. He's got a pretty good belly on him. So something to go after. I'm not sure if I'd kill that deer yet. I need more time to look at him. But it's a pretty decent start in Montana, so we've only got a little more daylight left, and then we'll pack up, get out of here, and make a game plan for the morning. Just got back to the truck. Not bad access, honestly. It's probably 3/4 of a mile back from the truck. A little up and down, but not too bad. Got back to the truck. There's a white Dodge on the road. Just
looks like a utility truck.
Yeah, 80 yards from us, and his lights were on. Didn't know if it was a Landowner or what, but he drove off. was kind of hoping to chat and see if he was cool, but yeah, I mean, we got shooters spotted. Several shooters on public. If they do anything remotely close tomorrow night, we should be in a very, very good way. Every single shooter buck we saw went past a few trees, and so we've got our saddles. Getting up in there would not be hard, and I mean, we saw probably 3 shooters, ranging from probably 125 inches to 140 plus inches. So I think those would all be shooters in my book. So we're gonna load up the truck and head to town, try to find some grub. Well, it's morning number 1. We're just back on the same glass and knob that we saw those shooters last night. We still have kind of a scout approach right now. Just want to put some more pieces together before we go and strike on these deer. Haven't seen any of our shooters yet, but it's still early. Sun's not up yet, so we're just gonna glass this bottom for probably the next couple hours and see if we can put a good play together for tonight. Still windy. Still windy. We saw probably a couple shooters. Nothing worked the same kind of path that we saw them take yesterday evening, but there's enough deer around kind of doing similar things that we're gonna get in there early this afternoon and sit in one of those trees with our saddles and see what happens. So we're gonna go do some driving, see if we can learn a couple of the roads around here, figure out some access for a plan B. What's going on? Making Sammy's. Had a hard time getting the Colby Jack separated, but I got it. Just kind of waiting out the day until we can go hunt these bucks tonight. Shot the bow a little bit. Brought the Kansas City recurve bow because I gotta stay sharp. Shot that a little bit. Shot my compound just to, why not? So, feeling good. Give the subway. Alright, so I got my saddle, I got my sticks to go up the tree, I got my platform, I got my ropes, I got my bow. It's early, it's only like 2:15 p.m. Bucks aren't gonna move for like 4 hours maybe, but these fields, we're starting to get filled up at like 4:30-ish. So we've probably got 40 minutes of work ahead of us to get to our tree, get up the tree, and just get settled in. And why would we sit around the truck when we could just get in our tree early, be safe, get settled in? So we're gonna head in and hope for the best tonight. It's either we're in these two or we're both in that far one. I think it's worth being in that far one, don't you think? Not a rattler, but man, its color looks like a rattler. I bet it's a big old bull snake or something. Still scared of it. Wow, that freaked the crap out of me. This is the tree. Did some back and forth discussion like we do on every hunt, and this is the winner. Got a lot of cover and it's safe wind, so we're gonna get up there. feel pretty good. I'm excited. This could potentially be a kill sit. We've kind of been laid back the last 24 hours, playing it easy, and finally came down here to strike. Got a lot of shot opportunities. We got great cover in this cottonwood. Things are looking good. We're seeing a lot of deer. I already spotted one shooter just to the west of us. We've had a few deer come right underneath us, which is good and bad. It's a little too close, but I'm seeing a bunch of young bucks, seeing a bunch of does with fawns. A lot of deer have been coming out of this public side, so that's exactly what we need. The wind has died down, which is a much needed break. So I think the next hour is going to be entertaining. Is he walking? Is he like this or like that? Okay. That's a freaking tank. Yep. Yeah, he's taking the fence line out. He's following a doe. He's gonna come right here.
I drilled him, Tom. Tom.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Oh my. He's down.
Just fucking
Yes. Talk about a plan coming together. Dude's huge. He's dead. I just hard punched him frontal. Right here. Dude. I mean, I could have dropped a knife on his back. I just shot the biggest public land buck of my life. 647. He's dead. Tom saw him come out of our public, and he worked around this private, and then like we literally said, this is what all the deer did. They'd work around that corner and they'd come back and work this edge in these cottonwoods. Too close. And we've had a few deer come underneath here, but he was following a doe. Doe gets past me. He's right here. He's like 5 yards. Here, he smelled us. So I got totally drawn back, and he's just sniffing right underneath me. So I was just like, he just needs to take a few steps out, and I was just gonna put it as high as possible. And he smelled us and bounced out to still probably like 10 to 12 yards. So he's like kind of quartering to kind of almost, and then he kind of turned frontal. I'm like, this isn't the best shot, but I mean, he's too close, and he's gonna get out of here. So I did a weird draw on my shoulder. It was, I don't know what. Yeah, it was like caught. So then I like literally, I was loosened up, and then I drew right here, and then I turned towards him, and I just steadied on him and just broke the shot. Yeah. I mean, a big deer. I think this is the wide one that was here last night that I took phone video of. I'm just a whitetail diehard, and all I've wanted in my life is to hang in a big cottonwood and shoot a whitetail buck out west. That's what we did tonight, and it was legendary. It's stressful, legendary as two does. Mature. Mature, yeah. We debated just waiting here and seeing if Tom could kill one, but we might be able to, but we have 5 more days. I'm thinking we use the daylight while we got it, get some great content, and then get him a buck in the next few days. So. That thing worked like to a T, and I'm talking that for your background of the photo. Let's go. Girl. That's good. That's a good sign. Oh boy. Wow. I am thrilled. Big typical 10. You can tell he's been thrashing. He's got a bunch of green and looks like he broke off a little sticker right here. Just a big heavy deer. He was fired up. He was grunting, following that doe. This is the biggest one that we saw yesterday out of the group of 3. And wow. I was hoping this was going to be the end goal tonight. Stuff just, you got to have things come together with a little bit of luck, a lot of prep, a little bit of luck. And the fact that this deer came to 5 yards underneath our tree and still gave us a chance after blowing out of there is pretty nuts. Awesome deer. Yeah, you can see the exit. All right. Well, we made pretty quick work. We were 6 tethered 1/6 up in that cottonwood with all bunch of camera gear. So we took some photos and video of this guy. Tom took all that stuff down. I started working on dicing them up, quartered them all out, grabbed all the good stuff, filled out my tag. And our packs are ridiculous. We're just doing one trip. I mean, we already had probably 30-40 pounds of camera gear that Tom's bringing, all of our stands, tethered stuff, bow. So add 4 quarters, back straps, tendies, head, neck meat. It's going to be a heavy one out of here, but the best night ever. Just an incredible public land hunt, and it's everything that I've wanted for this hunt. So I just can't be happier. Good Lord bless us tonight. Let's get out of here. You need a hand? Okay. Yep. Oh boy. What's the word? Me and Nate, we've switched spots. We've kind of changed the mindset. We want to now find a big sagebrush muley. So that's what we're gonna do. We're setting up camp, and we've got some good time to do that, and then we'll be game planning for this evening. Just trying to, I don't know, locate something, see what's in the area. We haven't seen a mule deer buck yet, but we haven't looked yet. So that's the plan this evening, and then watch the Huskers beat up on Illinois. See that hole in his tine? You got that hole in his brow. Yeah. Set up? Yep. We got a little bit of time to kill, but we'll come up with the game plan and hopefully see a big old gray face sucker out there. Lunchtime? Should we make something? Sure. All right, so the spot kind of like plateaus, a couple hundred yards. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take one end, Nate's gonna take the other. Hopefully one of us sees something to go after, and then we'll meet up. But I'm gonna, give me that. See you, buddy. Nate just doesn't like filming, so here I am filming myself now. No, I'm just kidding, but I'm hoping to find something back here. Just got a new vortex adapter for putting it on their tripods, but once you know, I forgot it. So here we are. Alright, you guys, finally kind of getting into that zone. We've got an hour and a half of light left. Just spotted 2 bucks. I'd imagine they're about a mile away, but at least something go off. I didn't have any time to get them on footage. They're like, I was probably able to look at them for 10, 15 seconds before they topped over the like little butte they were on. I knew that there were gonna be bucks in there. It's just so typical, those bucks like the gnarly stuff, and that's like kind of the toughest stuff over there. So at a minimum, it's something to go after in the morning. I still think we've got a lot of time to potentially spot something else. Nate hasn't seen anything but does yet, but too far to make a play tonight. But if something else a little closer shows up, we still got some time. Alright, you guys, we've probably got like 15, 20 minutes left. Not a lot, just some deer here and there. Maybe seen 10 does tonight. Nate saw another 5, but just saw the 2 bucks a little ways that way. Couldn't tell if they were a shooter, just because of the distance. Seemed like one of them had potential. It was at least probably at the ears, but is it enough to go after in the morning? Probably. But definitely we're hoping to see a little more on the buck front, but we've got a lot of days ahead of us, and I don't know, one of those 2 bucks could be my buck, so on in the morning. We need to not give up big penalties. We gave up 2 15-yarders. All right, we made a little jaunt to get closer to where I saw those bucks last evening. Super windy night, like extremely windy. Me and Nate both couldn't fall asleep for like a couple hours, just because of the noise. But overlooking this little basin here, just those yet that we've seen so far, but hoping that we can spot some racks over there. If not, it might be it'll probably be an up and move situation after a little scout, but we're seeing some deer, just not like what we'd hope to see. So still got plenty of days left. It's the 21st today. 20-degree drop with this wind, so I don't know. We're hoping the sun would peek through, but we probably won't see it this morning. It's so much that goes into hunting, and having a good hunting buddy to confer and run ideas off of is helpful. But Nate and we've been staring at the maps. I think it's kind of a high effort thing, but I think we got to up and leave. I mean, we saw
like at least 15 bucks this morning. Not a single one met what we're looking for. Not saying that that deer's not here, but I think we still got time. We're looking for a little more cover to hide some big bucks, so I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make breakfast quick and then clean up camp and drive around a little bit, see if there's dudes in a couple of spots you want to check out. Alright folks, well, Tom kind of described it, but we did an interview, tore down camp from our spot we were the last evening and morning. We did a bunch of driving around, did a bunch of looking at onX maps, and we found this spot that has more structure, more cover, more cuts, more spots for big bucks to hide. So I'm not sure if we're gonna split up or stay together, but we need to find a big giant muley buck. So already pitched the tents. It's 4:02. We should probably get out there before too long. They're gonna start to move around. Nate's been trying to manipulate me to change my hunt quite heavily. He wants to just keep going after the whitetails, and I get it. We kind of figured it out. I think we have decent ideas. A couple spots where we'd be able to find them, just based on what we've seen. But I just want to experience Montana a little different. I no need to rush home, you know. Like let's just take a couple day trip and let's try to find a big muley, you know. Name of the game, spotting a buck I want to shoot. Me and Nate were splitting up to do just that. He's gonna check one spot, I'm gonna check another. We have a ton of country to look over, so it's just figuring out a new spot again, you know. It's just part of the battle of hunting a new spot. That's why oftentimes you repeat spots because you're familiar with it, but there's something also really cool about getting in a new spot, but it's also a bit uncomfortable. Hopefully we can kind of change that tonight and spot it good.
Alright, you guys got up to a very good glassing knob, I'd say. I can see a lot. So good, I already spotted a bedded buck. But he doesn't quite cut it, unfortunately. Man, he's probably the best we've seen. I think he's just maybe a 4x4, just a small guy. Not wide. He's got some height, but probably just a good, like, three-year-old, maybe 4. But hoping that these little cuts come alive this evening. That was it. Did end up seeing one more doe, but 2 deer isn't going to cut it, so we're going to have some scouting tonight. Nate actually pieced out a little early to go drive by a couple spots we had pinned on the map as well. There's a chance he'll have good news, but won't be back here. Just looked like amazing country, just didn't hold him, whatever reason. So we continue to move and try to find these bucks.
Don't have a ton of time, but I'm in the truck racing to find something else. A lot of driving this morning. Saw some slammer whitetails on private. Here, we're going to test out the depth of this river we're hunting, seeing if we can cross it. If we can cross it, then that's the plan this evening. We technically haven't seen a shooter on this piece, but with everything that we've seen around here, there's gonna be. So if we can cross it, that'd be great. We have some shooters really close to public in another spot, but it doesn't work with this wind direction nearly as well. So we're gonna do that, go into town, go to church, and pray that we kill a buck. It seems like, I imagine this bend would be a deep spot. I think tonight's sit is gonna be kind of like we're gonna be in a tree for a potential kill using just the deer knowledge we know, but more so probably just a scout and see where deer are using and attack tomorrow. But I would take an evening kill tonight. All right, you want something? Yeah. All right, another deep dive after the whiteys. Another little piece that people might overlook. Kind of tough to access. Gonna get back in there. We technically haven't evening scouted it, which we usually like to do, but the sit we're gonna be not too aggressive, back a little more, almost treat it as an evening scout with the potential to kill. So just hoping that we see what we've seen in this river bottom is just deer flooding out from the timber. If that's the case, I think we've got a decent shot. So goal is just to spot a shooter. I'm honestly not even sure what to say. It was the most insane access we've ever probably had for any hunt. It took us an hour and a half to get back here. Bumped a bunch of deer, wind wasn't great. We bumped at least 6 deer. But I think it's important to not let that stuff affect you. We've had a lot of successful hunts where we bumped deer. I mentioned earlier that this is kind of a part scout. Our scout paid off because we see deer flooding into that green field down there, which we can get close to with a north wind, which we have tomorrow. That's the one positive. The second positive, the wind is now doing better south. There could be 100 deer in there. There's a deer in the tree past those nose in the field.
Something south of him spooked him. I think I shoot him, yeah. Something south of him spooked him. See him running around. That's a borderline shooter. What? The deer's borderline shooter. Something south of him spooked him. Is he a shooter or not? I think I shoot him, yeah. That shooter buck is coming out. I think he's gonna follow the doe's path.
Hey, can you give me a closer? Hey, Trees, just be quiet for a second.
Go for it.
Well, we got out of there in good time. Nate and I kind of came up with the conclusion that far pivoted field, it was like running water all night. It's like pulling all the deer. So
How many deer did you see?
I saw at least 100 in that field, if not more. Saw by us, it was the 3-year-old was the biggest that we saw, and he didn't come within 120 yards. So, but the mission of scout was successful. Kill, not so much. But we have heck of a play tomorrow, and the wind switches in favor of that new spot. So, imagine we'll use the river again a little bit and get into it. Yeah. I can tell. That's good. All right, you guys. It's windy again today, but since you last saw me, we scouted that field that we'll be sitting over tonight. There's still deer in it, like I don't know, an hour after sunrise. Some bucks. So I think we just need some luck on our side that deer come out of the patch trees we're going to be by. Gotta imagine we need one buck. It's last day buck. I mean, I'm looking for a three-year-old or older. This is going to be our last day after looking at wind. Tomorrow's just like nothing good. Like it warms up and variable winds, basically shoots every direction. So we kind of looked at it as like tonight's the night. We're gonna head home tomorrow. And I mean, either way, it's been an amazing trip. But practicing some shots in the wind. It's probably, I mean, would you say it's gusting over 20 for sure? So just kind of want to see what it does with the air flight. But that's the plan for tonight. We're gonna get in early. Like I'm talking like we'll leave at like 1. So it's gonna be a long sit. That's a load.
Can you hear me? Okay. I mean, this is kind of absurd. I wouldn't want my kid to do this. Let me just say that. Like, I bet it's gusting like 30 to 40. A little sketched out getting in the tree, but we're here. There's already deer out in the field. It's 2:30. Like, I don't think we've ever been out so early for an early season hunt. But like, we expect this field to be like full at 5. So, are you going? Why'd you just hit the button for? Okay. I mean, this is it. Last evening, the trip's been a blast. And they shot a great buck. Hopefully we could capitalize tonight. I mean, access was perfect. Wind direction is good. I need it to calm down a little bit. I'd like it to calm down a little bit. If it doesn't, we'll work with what we got, but I'll be moving, the tree will be moving. Shots will probably need to be close for a little while, but hoping for some last evening magic. He's gonna empty the field. Huh? Hunting. Okay, well, we need to get down so he knows we're here. Unbelievable. Can we use that to benefit us in any way? I mean, that'll impact our hunt quite a bit. Okay. Should we take his truck? Okay. So Nate, he's going up right there. We're gonna ease around so he doesn't know. We're gonna get in here and we're gonna, but I think we act like we're picking up. Yeah, because dude, he's not close to where those deer are coming out of. Now, there were 2 does as soon as he pulled up that were right here. But his wind.
Start working, or do we want to make sure that he knows?
I think we start working, acting like we're gonna. We might as well tear down, right? Because.
Pivot. If you watch him for a couple of nights, you've seen us in here hunting. They're coming in that pivot, right over there, that low spot.
No, we've been glassing down there, so we haven't seen it.
Well, I've honestly been waiting for something like this to happen this entire trip. We accessed how like hardcore public guys have to access because we don't have the luxury of driving through private land. So this guy is he's essentially running an outfit on public. Like there's a stand like every 100, 150 yards. He dropped off 100 tonight. Probably pretty embarrassed that 2 guys from Nebraska are sitting up in the tree where he was supposed to be. But he just like leapfrogged us and like didn't give a rat's. So we're gonna leapfrog him. And get into like, unlike him, we've been here for 3 hours and we've seen where deer are moving. And he set up where the deer aren't moving. So we're gonna go get into a spot we feel pretty good about. No point in staying here. His wind's blowing us all out, so we're late. Time to go. They obviously blew out the whole field, so it's kind of just like a all or nothing right now. But last evening, giving us a rodeo. catch these deer before they get out there. And we got in their bedroom. It feels like it smells like buck back here. There's poop everywhere. We just had a doe step out at like 45 yards. It's not fun running into somebody like that, especially a landowner who thinks this public land is his. I mean, I honestly start to worry about like safety and our truck, you know. But we have them on video. I'm just gonna try to enjoy our last deer hunt of this trip, but fingers crossed, it could happen. Should I pop on the other side of this? What? What's that? Just playing cat and mouse with these deer. As we were making a move, we spotted a shooter coming across the path we were trying to move to. Couldn't catch up to him. Only had a small gap. I think he was at 55, but I would have kept going, but I know that other hunters over there don't want to ruin that for him either. But it's still relatively early. I think we could have another shooter do that.